The federal government is dropping the negative test requirement for fully vaccinated travelers entering Canada. Those who are not fully vaccinated will still face testing at the border. Health Minister Jean-Yves Duclos gave us an update earlier.
Effective April 1st, 2022, fully vaccinated travelers will no longer be required to complete a pre-entry test for travel to Canada. Fully vaccinated travelers may still continue to undergo random testing upon entry to Canada, but they are no longer required to quarantine while awaiting their results.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what exactly are the new travel rules for traveling to Canada as both a fully vaccinated traveler and also as an unvaccinated traveler. I am sure many of you are thinking about going to Canada for vacation, and you'll be glad to know that as of today, April 1st, the rules are changing with regard to what the specific rules are. If it's your first time seeing my face, my name is Sassy Funke, and I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator, creating to really help Nigerian and African travelers travel better and smarter. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, yes, if you're new, and also give this video a huge thumbs up. What I'm actually going to share with you now is the official, and I'll link this in the description box below. It's the official copy with regard to what the new rules are for fully vaccinated traveler on April 1st. So starting today, let me show you what this release. This release was shared on March 17, 2022. It states, today, the government of Canada announced that effective the 1st of April 2022 at 12:01 a.m. EDT, fully vaccinated travelers will no longer need to provide a pre-entry COVID-19 test result to enter Canada by air, land, or water. Fully vaccinated travelers seeking to arrive before still need to do the valid test, but from today, you do not need, as a fully vaccinated traveler, to do a COVID test, a pre-entry COVID test. It does state here, though, that as a reminder, travelers arriving to Canada from any country who qualify as fully vaccinated may need to take a COVID-19 molecular test on arrival if selected for mandatory random testing. What does that mean? That means that they're going to be doing random testing for people on arrival. So you might just be selected randomly to do a test at the airport on arrival. It then goes on to state that travelers selected for this mandatory random testing are not required to quarantine while waiting their test results. So essentially saying that even if they test you at the airport, they're not going to put you into quarantine, right? You can go home and they'll probably send the test result to you. I think this is probably a way for Canada to judge whether or not they're actually having any influx of cases or not, right? Just to make sure they're testing it, right? It then goes on to state that for partially or unvaccinated travelers who are currently allowed to travel to Canada, pre-entry testing requirements are not changing. So if you've been unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, things are not changing. It says unless otherwise exempt, it states all travelers 5 years of age or older who do not qualify as fully vaccinated must continue to provide proof of an accepted type of pre-entry COVID test result. Meaning, if you're not unvaccinated, you're partially vaccinated, you still have to do a pre-entry COVID test. And it then goes on to state what those tests could be, right? Between three options. It states, number one, it could be a valid negative antigen test administered or observed by an accredited lab or testing provider taken outside of Canada no more than 1 day before their initial scheduled flight departure or their arrival at the land border or marine port. So basically, you can do an antigen test a day before your scheduled flight departure. So even if you're leaving from Nigeria, a day before your flight that leaves from Nigeria, you can do an antigen test, and that will be accepted when you get to Canada, right, for travel to Canada. Or it states a valid negative molecular test taken no more than 72 hours before the initially scheduled flight departure time or the arrival at the land border or marine port of entry. So they're saying this is like a PCR test. You can have a negative PCR test within 3 days, 72 hours of your flight. That would be valid. Or it states a previous positive molecular test taken at least 10 calendar days and no more than 180 calendar days before their initial scheduled flight departure time or the arrival at the land border or marine port of entry. It is important to note that positive antigen test results will not be accepted, right? So there's this saying that if you've gotten you've been tested positive previously, right, at least 10 days before your flight, but no more than 180 days, right, 6 months. So in case, obviously, this, sometimes if tested positive, the remnants of the positive result might still be in there, and you might keep testing positive for a long time after you tested positive, if you understand what I mean. So they're saying they would accept that, basically, which is amazing. It then goes on to state that all travelers continue to be required to submit the mandatory information in ArriveCan, right? That's the free mobile app or website before their arrival in Canada. Travelers who arrive without completing their ArriveCan submission may have to test on arrival and quarantine for 14 days, regardless of their vaccination status, right? They're basically making it mandatory still. I remember when I went to Canada, you had to, before you get to Canada, actually upload your information on ArriveCan. They're saying that if you don't do this, they may actually test you on arrival and put you in quarantine for 14 days. So it's important to actually register on that app. It then goes on to say that travelers taking a cruise or a plane must submit their information on ArriveCan within 72 hours before boarding. So you have 72 hours, 3 days before boarding, whereby you can actually upload all your information, which is enough time, right? Yes, guys, that is pretty much the information with regard to any of you guys planning on traveling to Canada from today through the summer. Canada is obviously relaxing its borders. People are trying to move on and just get to a sense of normal, which is amazing. I think Canada has been one of the most strictest countries with regard to COVID, because for a long time, they were not even allowing anybody, if you weren't like Canadian or close family members, to even enter the country. But now they're opening their borders to a lot more people, right? Key to note that all travelers, though, that are eligible to enter Canada, but who do not qualify as fully vaccinated, right? So for the unvaccinated and partially vaccinated travelers, will continue to be tested for COVID-19 molecular test on arrival and on day 8 while they quarantine for 14 days. I really hope the video has been super useful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Are you planning on traveling to Canada? Is this information useful? Has it been useful for you? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you once again for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and join this incredible family. And also don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. I appreciate all your love and support, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.